This is Trevor Guthrie, and this is my post-test MBA 215 final. With regards to number 5, it says, what strategies should you use to avoid legal challenges in situations like this? My biggest thing was use an ethical tone at the top, and by what I mean by this is have certain things in place at the level of management, top level management, that shows the employees exactly what is it mean to be ethical, and not only show them but tell them about it too, preach to them constantly and through code of ethics and things like that, so that you're able to set that tone at the top to where the employees start to follow the leaders. And with regards to the text, I wanted to talk a little bit about the ethical business leaders decision tree that's in our textbook. And the first question is, you need to ask whether it is legal or not, whether the action is legal. The next, you need to ask whether it maximizes the shareholder value. And then next, you need to ask, is it ethical? And then you kind of decipher whether or not you should take the action or whether you should not take the action. And in this situation, the case that we were given with regards to my sister, it really depends on if she's moving for the right reasons or not. So if she's moving simply because it does make business sense to move, then I don't see that being a problem. If she's moving simply to avoid paying the cost of the full-time employees, then I think we might have a little bit of an ethical issue there. Legally speaking, I don't think there's a big legal issue here because it is her business, so she has the right to do basically whatever she wants, given that it's not illegal, which in this case I don't think it is. Some differences is I know a little bit more about the theories before this, the teleological theory and then the theory of universalization or universalizability. Basically, you can talk about that and the effects of whether an action should be taken or not are based on the consequences, which is the teleological theory. Some similarities that I found between my two responses were it really depends on what my sister's move is for, and I talked about that in my pre-test, and I still think that in my post-test. So those were some of the similarities. With regards to number 6, it says, is the ACA another example of unwarranted government intrusion into commercial affairs? And to me, I thought at the pre-test, I did think that it was unwarranted government intrusion, and I still do think that. There's a few reasons why. Firstly, I just think that the system that we had in place before the ACA, I think, was doing an excellent job of taking care of the people that work hard, the people that want to work. With the ACA, I think a lot of people might end up kind of taking advantage of the system a little bit, and a lot of people might not want to work as hard because they know or they realize that no matter what, everyone basically is going to have somewhat similar coverage. So working hard to make more money and whatnot, you could end up just paying for the other people that don't necessarily work as hard as you. The next similarity, President Obama has lost a lot of support over this, and I think that is one of the biggest issues with the ACA is I think people were expecting it to be a little bit different than what it actually is. So that's something that I wanted to point out, just because I do think that President Obama has lost a lot of interest and a lot of faithful citizens that supported him. He's lost quite a bit of their support through the rollout of the website, mainly because rolling out the ACA website and Obamacare website, that was kind of a mess for some of the citizens of the U.S. So overall, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. There are certainly things that could be changed and could be implemented differently, but we are stuck with what is in place currently, and so we do have to make the most of it. And with that being said, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.